Have you got Howlers today, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Oh, great. Great stuff.
Don't ask them questions. Of course I do.
All right, quickly. Moving off before we go, yeah. Oh, the AJ step aside money thing.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I said it. I would take the money.
Right.
Now I got a bunch of people saying yes, so would I, and a bunch of people saying no, we shouldn't for legacy. Now, for me, this is a decision that is gonna split AJ in half because AJ is two of the things that are kind of polar opposites when it comes to boxing. So you have a shrewd businessman, and then you have a legacy fighter or someone who wants a reputation, like someone who wants to leave behind, only fond memories, and you want to be remembered for noble things throughout your whole career.
Like Jay-Z and Kanye.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Great example.
So the person who is not the person who's a businessman, you're gonna take the step aside money, and providing that contract is watertight and that Fury can't retire after he wins the belts, if he wins the belts, etc., etc., and they have to fight you after. That's the decision you make because it's just it buys you time to work on your trade. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're changing trainers like AJ supposedly is, it buys you time. You get 15. Most people don't get 15 million to fight. This is 15 mil to not fight. You gotta take the money, and then you get to fight for undisputed. And the business side of it is that even if you were to fight Usyk again, you potentially lose, but also even if you win, you're not undisputed. You still got to fight Fury anyway. So
Okay.
my thing is that business wise, you lose to Usyk again, the Fury fight is gone.
Right.
You lose to Fury, the Usyk fight's still there.
Wow.
Right.
Legacy wise, cool. You got beaten by somebody. You're gonna want to avenge it. So that's where everyone's gonna come in and be like, no, he has to avenge the loss. He has to go and fight Usyk. So you're stuck between a pretty good business deal, providing the contracts are cool and no one retires, and people. It's only people, fans, who are gonna say, oh, you shouldn't have done that.
Right.
It's noise. It's business and it's noise and whatever's in your own head. If you really want to, but it's hard to be both. You can't be a very, very good, solid, quality businessman and turn that down. And you can't be a, noble legacy fighter and take that deal.
Right. Is the Usyk fight not there regardless anyway?
Well, the Usyk
Kind of,
fight,
yeah.
I would say the Usyk fight is there anyway.
Because
there will always be interest.
if Usyk fights Fury and he beats Fury,
Yeah.
then at some point he's gonna have to fight Usyk anyway, right?
Yeah, so he would fight Usyk. If Usyk
Right.
wins, he would fight Usyk.
Right. But then if say Fury beats Usyk,
Yeah.
then would he not necessarily then have to fight Usyk, then fight Fury?
No, he would
Okay.
fight. You'd fight the
He'd
winner.
fight Fury-
You'd fight the winner.
Okay, and then that would mean if he fights the winner and then he wins that, if he does win that, then at some point he's going to come back and it would be expected for him to fight Usyk, providing Usyk doesn't retire.
It's win or lose, I think.
To me, that sounds like there's no. To me, it sounds like there's no loss unless you lose.
The only loss is if someone retires.
Right,
That's
okay.
the only loss for me.
Okay.
Because even if AJ sits down, takes his 15 mil, and then fights Fury, who most people will think would beat Usyk just because of styles, yeah? You fight Fury, you win, you're undisputed, and you can worry about Usyk. You don't win, you can still fight Usyk because there's still a lot of interest in that fight.
Right, yeah, because it's a rematch.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, business-wise, it makes a lot of sense.
So then where
But
does
there'll
White
be-
come in? Where does he come into this?
White's another moving part who would have to receive money, step aside money as well. His thing's in arbitration. So there's a lot of moving parts to it. I'm only focusing on the AJ side of it because for me, in the boxing business world, they would make that part the priority, and then they make undisputed the priority.
Which would obviously make it frustrating for White that they would be making that a priority while he's hustling, trying to connect
chase the WBC.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how it don't always work that way. But you sometimes prioritize undisputed fights or unification fights over mandatories.
Right.
So it's just there's so much happening, and one ruling changes that, and one ruling changes that, and timing changes things, and like somebody vacating the belt changes things, somebody losing or winning. Everything at the moment is up in the air, which is why we haven't got an answer yet.
Does anyone hold the cards?
They're kind of all split. So when you're looking at it, even in the AJ Usyk fight, Usyk may be champion, but AJ's still the A side.
Right.
In terms of popularity, profile. I'm not sure what the money splits look like. But he is the bigger fighter. Of course, he's the bigger draw. So Usyk will be happy to fight him. But Tyson Fury is also a huge draw and a huge achievement for Usyk. If you can beat him and become undisputed, it's like the hugest achievement ever.
Yeah, of course.
So there's moving parts, but no one's really got power because everyone's split. There's different promoters involved. There's different networks involved as well. TV networks. Like there's different. Then there's 4 belts as well. You got the WBC, WBO, WBA, and IBF. Like there's so many moving parts that this won't be sorted until it's sorted. Until one of these makes a definite ruling that somebody can or cannot fight. So you never know. The WBC might come out tomorrow and be like, cool, we've sorted whatever there is with the arbitration. It's been agreed. Usyk, Dillian White fights Tyson Fury. And then that fight's been made. It has to happen. Then there's no step aside fee. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to even worry about. Like those have to happen first. So you just have to wait.
Does it seem as though, because this is how it looks like for me, yeah, that regardless of all of the business elements, yeah, it seems as though Fury, regardless of who's got the belts or not, he seems like the big man compared to everyone at the moment.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because it's all mixed up because obviously, like, AJ's beat White, yeah.
Yeah.
White hasn't beat AJ, but then Usyk's beaten AJ.
Yeah.
So you've got that bit, but then you've got Tyson who's just never lost.
Yeah.
And it's like, in his mind, the way that I see it when I'm watching him in conferences or talking or whatever is like, bring any one of them, man. Like,
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm on whatever.
Yeah.
Bring any one of them. When I was doing this thing, it wasn't even that exciting. And I've come back, I was fat, blah, blah, whatever. Bring any one of them. I just want to get all of the belts back and that's that. And it also, on that question, do you think that his mindset will be, once I beat all 3 of those that are there, then I'm gonna throw in the towel, and then it's completely undisputed who the best ever was.
I think right now there's no argument who number 1 is.
Okay,
it has to be him. He's never lost. He beat Wilder. He's beat Klitschko. Like, as in, there's probably people will argue against who he hasn't fought or whatever it is, but that has to be number 1. He has to be. Everyone else has held a loss except for Usyk, who's just come into the heavyweight division. And most people would say, even though he's he's so sick, but I'm not sure if there's enough there to catch up with a sick boxer style-wise and someone who's 6'9" and a bit of a monster now. Like we've actually got a prime Tyson Fury now, innit? Like someone don't forget, like just before Deontay Wilder fought Fury for the first time, that was the scariest guy in the division. Like in terms of, he might be kind of crude and a little bit shit, but he even gets close to touching with that right hand. This fight is over. Like he was probably the scariest prospect in the heavyweight division, and he has worked him 3 times. There's very few questions that haven't been answered by Fury. Yeah. So it's like he is king of the hill. Yeah. It don't matter that he's only got one of these belts.
Yeah.
He is king of the hill because he feels like he beats them all, and most people feels like he beats Usyk. So he's almost like a undisputed champion in waiting if he fights Usyk. Most people would think. So I don't know, but most people thought, myself included, that AJ would beat Usyk.
Yeah, so did I.
So you just never know.
Yeah.
This shit confusing, bro.
It's nuts.
Yes.
This is why you need to see this is part of the reason why I think UFC, if boxing is not careful, UFC's gonna catch up because it's not caught up yet, but it's gonna catch up and then take over.
Why do you say that?
Well, UFC, for example, is one organization. It's the FA. It's the whatever it is. Yeah. So the best are all in the same place. Yeah. And they fight each other, and you work out who's the second best and who's the third, and you build up a story, and they keep fighting, and the best fight the best.
Right.
Fair enough, they don't get anywhere near as much money for doing it.
Yeah.
But the best fight the best. It's good for fans, not great for the fighters, money wise. Boxing is good for the boxers, money wise. People get protected. You get a lot of money. You fight this person. You build a profile slowly. You stay away from certain opposition. But it's bad because the fans don't get the fights that they always want.
Right, and that's my problem with boxing.
It's because it's too fractured, because you've got different promotions that have different TV rights and different, you know, links with different bodies and all of that. And once you're there, you want to keep your money in house, so you fight what's in your camp. But your best guy over here might not. That the guy who everyone wants to see, he might be over here on a different network,
and he may never fight.
And he may never fight.
And that is see the thing, yeah, with that, because I'm a casual boxing fan, yeah. So when I'm starting to understand certain things, I'm like, well, my man's gone 30 something undefeated, and he's in the same weight class, and he's 32 undefeated. Like, why my man just?
Yeah.
I don't understand why that hasn't happened, and it gives me a craving for wanting to see that, even though I might not necessarily be super well versed on their careers and such. But it's like, all I know is I just want to see good fights, innit? And they are supposed to be. They're both undefeated. This could be a good thing here, yeah. With UFC, although they're not being paid right, which obviously is a whole other conversation, the majority of the time it is this guy fighting that guy, and you cannot get away from it. There are times when they try to do it by injury. So, I can't do it because my arm thing or whatever, or man, you know, I've suffered concussion or whatever, and then they try to do it that way. But a lot of the time it is this person fighting that, and any time that they have tried to do it, or they tried to avoid that, it's only really happened with Conor McGregor, innit? And it's because he makes so much money. But it's an uproar though, because even though Conor McGregor is such a big draw, he doesn't deserve certain fights. He doesn't deserve it. And also you look at, like, you know, some of the last fights that he's had, you put him up against, you know, Charles Oliveira, he's going to get his head snapped off. But he will feel as though... Obviously, as an alpha that he is, he's going to feel like I'm going to do my thing or whatnot. But right now, it's just not that. But I feel like in boxing, providing that, like, the only way that these fights can happen is if the stars align. And that's frustrating.
It is frustrating, man.
So I just hope that
we're here to fix this anyway, man. That's what I'm here for.
Exactly.
I'm here to fix this.
Right,
you're like Don King.
That's it.
Exactly. Honourable shout out to Bouncer as well. I feel like he's going to try to play his part in trying to make these fights happen and that. You know what I mean? I see him trying to get his Don King on and all these things. Taking man off the streets and that.
He's going for it though. You've got to love it.
Shout out Don King, man. Inspire the nation.
And lastly, Rashford.
He's lucky. That was in the Howlers. I want to kill him.
Did you want to just save it for the Howler, yeah?
I mean, it's still there, man. No, it's still there.
Do you know what? I actually didn't even... Because I just thought this was something for you to talk about, but I was going to bring it up because... Just for context, yeah? So, Wiley, Rashford, and... Wiley, Rashford, who else was in the picture again? Lingard, that's it. They were in Dubai. Well, is this an old picture?
No, it's a new picture.
It's a new picture.
Somewhere in Cyprus or Greece or something.
How come them man they weren't training to ask?
There's a winter break. Football winter break now.
There's a winter break in the Premier League.
I tweeted it the other day when the winter break happened, but because of COVID.
Oh man, I didn't even know that.
We've got no games.
So obviously, them man are out in Dubai and that, just out with Russ and them man there just doing their thing. I don't know if they were with Russ, but the lies are more entertaining than the truth.
So I don't even know if they were in Dubai, but Carolina now.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, boom. So anyway, they was in Dubai. Yeah, living it. Yeah, at that new club, the boat one that they've got there, whatnot, the outdoor thing, whatever. You know.
Are you still telling this lie?
Oh, we're here. Yeah, we're here. I'm just setting scenes.
Yeah.
So obviously now, boom, they've obviously done the champagne thing, the champagne campaign, whatnot. After they've done the champagne campaign, they're outside. They've taken a picture with Wiley. Or has Wiley taken a picture with them?
They've taken a picture of Wiley.
They've taken a picture of Wiley. The picture's surfaced now. Some people are upset. They're upset because Rashford... Were they upset about Lingard? Or was it just Rashford?
Lingard could do what he wants. It's pretty much Rashford and
right.
The positioning he's given himself that he didn't realise he gave himself. And what that means for when he takes pictures of certain people, I guess. Right,
but because of what Wiley had the episode of the anti-Semitism stuff, they are obviously looking at it like he is a sympathiser for somebody who is anti-Semitic, which then it became a whole thing. And then he apologised for taking a picture.
Stinker.
Whoa, he apologized.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, it comes down to this. Yeah, and I say this to everyone that makes content and everyone that's doing this. You have to ask yourself what side you're on. You actually have to ask yourself, what side are you playing for? Too many of you lot have got metal in your ass. Stop this fucking playing the fence bullshit. You're either going to be with the brothers and understand that we make bullshit and we do problems and all types of stuff. But at the end of it, we have fantastic examples of people within our community. You can either stay here or you can go and get an MBE. It's that simple. You cannot do both. You cannot be the MBE guy and the next thing you know, you're dancing to Little Baby and all that. You're going to encounter problems. Yeah. Because that side of the world, the MBE side of the world, they have pedophiles in their house and they try to hide it. They tried to pretend no one went Jeffrey Epstein's island. Like, that's that side of the world. In our side of the world, anything we do wrong just gets exposed and we get killed for it. So then you feel like, do you know what? Let me go over there because if I do any fuckery, I'm protected. I'm saying, stay here. Build your own protection over here, Rashford. All of this saving dinner ladies, all of this bollocks you're doing, bruv, I'm not interested, bruv. Play football, score goals, and help your community. And when I say your community, I mean where you're actually from. Not where the country would like to present where you're from. Because you can't even take pictures with Wiley, but 3 years ago you could. But if you took a picture with Prince Andrew, I wonder if you'd have to apologise. Or if you took a picture with the PM, I wonder if you have to apologise. Or if you took a picture of anyone that's done fuckery.
To be fair, the Prince Andrew.
You have to apologise. I just want to kill him. You know, I just want to kill him. You know my thing. I want to kill him a bit.
Even the Queen said, yo, might have to step out now.
Yeah, but Chuckie, that's my thing. It takes that side of the world. It needs to be like without reasonable doubt before you go, all right, push them over to the side. In our thing, brother, it could be a tweet and you're just dunning the people from this side of the world.
To be fair,
so
it wasn't one tweet, but I get what you're saying.
No, I'm just in general, without using Andrew or Wiley as examples. It's just like in this world, you don't need to do too much. But in that world, cause you could be taking the piss right up until you go prison, fam, at 68, and then you killed yourself. Like, I just think Rashford and a lot of these dons in front of camera, fam, start trying to figure out who you're playing for, because you cannot play for both sides. Like the man them in the ends that are trying to be the big money maker and the gunman. Like, you can't do both. Or if you're trying to be an artist and a big road man, you can't do both. Like, in life, there's going to be times where you've got to make a decision. And I just think if you've got any integrity, Rashford, fucking fire your publicists or whoever the fuck they are, and just employ some individuals that after football's done and everyone remembers you're black, you'll still have a healthy career.
Yeah, I don't even think that he actually apologised. If I'm being honest.
I'm not saying he apologised.
No, I'm not challenging you.
Apologized.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if the tweet apologises,
oh shit, what's the thing? I need it now. Let's. You know, I could imagine exactly how this happened. Yeah. So obviously we need to do an apology. Someone's written something. And then it's gone through loads of emails.
Yeah.
Take this out, put this one in. Maybe you should change the sentence to that, change it to this. Then they've typed it out, screenshot it, just for the confirmation. This is exactly how it's going out. Is this okay? The improvement?
Yep.
No, take this out, put a full stop there. Okay, boom, bam, it's ready to go.
Look,
it goes up, and then everyone sits and watches the reaction from it. But I do think that, like, sometimes it's like for certain people, when it seems as though the pressure cooker is super hot, they don't know how to handle it.
It's not just that though. What's an MBE stand for?
Member of British
Empire.
Yeah.
So you can't stand with Wiley. It's not simple. That's
Ain't Wiley got one? Ain't Wiley got one of them?
He said give it back. You saw him on Sky News.
He said give it back, but has he got one?
They would have stripped it from him, Chuckie. 100% stripped it from him. But
is it still in his yard?
They would have stripped it from him.
Yeah, is it still in his yard?
Maybe he's got the physical.
Yeah.
Is it in his yard?
I reckon he might have thrown it out.
Yeah, not him. He's wild. He's wild, fam. So yeah,
I reckon he's still got it.
How about that?
I reckon he's still got it.
But yeah, you got to make a choice, fam. Because you know what it is. If you don't make a choice, all these guys that will get older, realize the truth, and then try and make a choice. But it's too late, fam. Who's that guy? What's the guy that refused it and he went on the Big Nasty show and it just explained to the world why he done it?
Benjamin Zephaniah.
That's why you're my brother. But
I went to see Benjamin Zephaniah at
no way.
It was in, what's that venue that the Receipts did their live show at a couple of years ago, which was in I think it's in North London. It's where Julie did her top 5. I can't remember what it's called.
Is it in North?
I believe it's in North. Yeah, it was
like to
sick.
hear that.
Nah, it wasn't Roundhouse though. But it's like a venue like that. It was sick. Like I saw him there still. And but I read his book and things.
Love him. Used to sleep with a gun under his pillow as well. So that's the brother he is.
And I'm just saying, man, like I said, find out the team that you play for, man. Stop trying to do loan transfers. You're getting on my nerves, fam.
Would we feel a certain way if, say, someone was seen to be racist, towards black people?
Yeah.
Would we have felt a certain way if we saw someone standing next to that person taking a picture with them?
That's why I said figure out what team you play for.
Right.
Yeah, I think we would. Who was that rapper that come out and did something? Did he come out? Was he? And he was he speaking Garnet? I don't know. There was one of them. There was a white rapper not that long ago, last couple of years here,
Right.
in the UK, and like he had a freestyle or something like that, and I think he was saying something. Huh? I don't know, but he was talking Yoruba.
Oh no.
Yes, he was talking Yoruba, and then I think some comments had come out. Someone's picked up a conversation that he's had where he's being racist, basically, innit?
Right.
And we gave him the cosign, like the whole of Black
I know
Twitter
what
gave
you're
him
talking
the
about.
cosign.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't he like the son of an actor or some shit like that, by the way?
I have no idea who he is, but I
Okay,
know
go
that
on,
we
yeah,
co-signed him because he's
Right, I remember
get me,
that.
like
Yeah.
you're embracing our thing.
Yeah.
And then it comes out that he's had racist conversations or whatever.
But that's different. That's different, though. The reason why that's different is because he's had race.
No. I wasn't finished. So he's had racist stuff, cool, but there were certain rappers that were round, like proper, like getting close, getting close to him, like that's like trying to just do, like how we are, like we'll do the link up thing, and then they were getting hammered on because they was round him.
Yeah. Right. But it's getting mad though, because you know what? Yeah, it's becoming less of it's still a race issue. It's always going to be a race issue, but class has come into it as well.
Oh, that's the biggest thing.
So then imagine, like, certain times, this is why...
It's not the biggest thing, but it's there.
This is going to be crazy, what I'm saying. If you're from a working class background and you make an error, I think the community can come and sort it out. So if that rapper was from, I don't know, any hood and has grown up in and around it, I would say that's an internal situation we can sort out. But you see, like, if you're just any middle class don, no disrespect, I don't have no problem with dons. I'm middle class now, maybe higher, I don't know. But if you're middle class or whatever, cause you see the business that happens within this area that you don't care about until it's publicized. Just don't care about it. Don't care about it when it's popular. You didn't care about Wiley. You've never cared about Wiley, but then Wiley does something bad. Now you care about Wiley. So everything he does from this moment forth now, you're just gonna care about the next. Like, bro, just go away. That's how I look at the situation. Everything that's in the hood is not meant to be perfect. It grows up in the worst circumstances. So years later, if it's not perfect, that makes sense to me.
That's truth.
It makes so much sense to me. But it seems like everybody tries to create this perception of, we'll dip into this world when we can make this a little bit cooler. But if it's not going to make this cooler, man don't care about it. So man will just kick Wiley to the curb now. But let Wiley do something in a year which makes him cool again. There'll be this, don't worry, we've forgiven him thing. Like I said, people, Marcus Rashford, you need to start. I know you watch this. You need to listen, fam. It's very simple. You can either care about two things: your community or pounds. And I think you've got enough pounds to not worry about pounds anymore. So let's just improve our community so we can have some money as well. To apologise for taking a picture with Wiley is one of the biggest howlers. And we're in January. It's a massive howler. Because I want to know, like, who in the hood are you apologising to? Just out of curiosity. Who in your family are you apologising to? Like, who that you directly know that you roll with are you apologising to?
He wouldn't feel like he is apologising to people in the hood. He would feel like he's apologising to...
Some people you don't know that do not care about you, that only care about you because you're a footballer making money and you're giving dinner ladies some free time. That's the only reason why they care about you.
But just to stop you though, I don't think that is a reason why you shouldn't apologise though.
Personally, I wouldn't apologise for a lot of stuff.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not saying that I
You'd apologise.
I wouldn't. No. I don't think that he needed to apologise. I don't think that was necessary.
This is what
I'm saying is, I don't like. I could see. Okay, wait. Let me just do this first. Although I say that, I don't think that, like, if he felt as though he was upsetting people, whether they were part of his community or not, let's just say they're not a part of his community. We'll be more specific to this. If he felt like he had hurt a large demographic of people in some way, irrespective of the picture, even if they're not from your community, that doesn't mean they don't warrant an apology.
All right, let me show you why they're not warranting an apology. Let me just show you why. What Wiley done warrants an apology because you've disrespected people that are potentially in our community.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that. It's a picture.
No, of course.
If you are offended by a picture, that's your problem. That can't be my problem.
I don't see any reason for an apology.
What's the apology? So that's what I said to you. So when you're apologising, who are you apologising to?
Yeah. So
you're not apologising to me.
It's even though, again, I don't think he apologised. So we have to be clear.
But it's coming from his account.
Right. So, and he's obviously...
So the business of Marcus Rashford...
He's obviously allowed it to happen, yeah? But it's probably a misguided apology.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah.
Because... But then at the same time, I'm saying to myself, hold on, wait. Like,
no, but you know what's happening? Say something happened with me and someone took a picture of me.
Yeah, because I'm trying to look
Someone is creating a narrative to why that person took the picture.
Right.
And now you've got to apologise for what that person's created. These times, when you took the picture, nothing that person's created was even in your frame of mind.
It was just done with love.
So if the person had done something, I feel, so detrimental and not apologise and not try to take steps forward, then I would say, fair enough. Wiley's apologised. My man's been taken off Twitter. Like, you have done so much to him.
Yeah.
Now, when someone takes a picture of him, like, bro, when is enough, cuz?
Yeah.
When is enough? So for me personally, bro, who are you apologising to? Because I imagine everyone you're apologising to, you ain't going to meet them for a good couple of months.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what this apology's for. You probably
I don't think it was that necessary for an apology at all. I think that like on both sides, he didn't need to apologise. At the same time, everyone has their right to feel upset about whatever. If that community is upset about it, that's fair enough. But I don't think that it was... I don't think he needed to justify why he took a picture with Wiley.
But you know when you do? When you're not clear about what side you play for. I'm clear about the people I'm with. So if I say something that affects you, Chuckie, or you, I'm sorry, lads. But someone just walk inside here and they were affected by what I said in the podcast, you're backside. What am I apologising for?
No, but that's where I disagree.
No, I'm not apologising because you know what it is?
I'm
not apologising because you see that level
I'm in between.
See that level of I can come into a situation that's got nothing to do with me and I have to apologise. My brother, I could be apologising to so much people for the rest of my life.
Right.
I have to make it very clear what I'm about, who I am, and stand on what I say and stand on what I do. So if I'm standing on something, Chuckie, on Zion and Khalifa's life, no one's apologising. We're doing it. Do you know why? I'm probably going to do it again.
Do you know what?
I'm not sorry.
I hear it loud.
Sorry,
it's
bro.
different. If you do something offensive,
that's different.
That's very different. Anything in this kind of world where it's just, you did that with that person, and because of you can't apologise.
No.
I would refuse.
Yeah.
Mothers,
I'd
refuse.
Yeah, I hear
What about you? My mum?
Nah,
my
you're
dad?
nuts. I'm digging my heels in. No way.
I'm my own man. I've made a decision as a man, and you're telling me, and you're probably younger than me, and you're telling me I have to go and apologize. But when I say to you, who am I saying sorry to?
Right.
You're gonna tell me I'm gonna go, but why are they offended? Because of this, but I didn't do it because of that. I have my own reasons.
Right.
That's it.
For my community. My community appreciate that. He apologised for that.
It.
We didn't support that. But
Like you're entitled to feel upset, but I don't have to apologise.
I get offended when Kevin De Bruyne comes to the bridge and scores. I'm being serious. It offends me. But you don't have to apologise to me.
No?
Yeah, exactly. I hear that still.
When Van Persie scored at flipping Emirates, I was hurt.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Like you're entitled to feel upset, but I don't need to apologise.
And Chuckie, that's the thing. People in our community feel they have to apologise for so much because they're scared of not making the pound. Where I'm saying, if you stand on what you say and you know what you're doing is not wrong, eventually they still give you the pound.
Mm-hmm. Now, but you know what the thing is? Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. But the thing is as well, I feel like we are now moving into a time of just normalising, just apologising for nothing. And I genuinely believe, again, this still, and I say it all the time, it falls into this mass hysteria stuff. Because there's so much things that's going on. Everyone's got these mad opinions. They all want this and whatnot. And now it's like, this happened. This person's put on an apology. Now that one's done an apology. We're just getting into this, like everyone's just apologising. I'm apologising for this. I'm apologising for that. Like for a cynic like me, I start looking at like, these apologies are holding no weight because everyone's just doing it just for the sake of just doing it.
Stop apologising.
Do you know what? I'm going to do an anti-bullying campaign. And I'm going to say that we're being bullied and I don't want to be a part of it. And I'm going to say, no, you're forcing me to say sorry, you're bullying me. As far as I'm concerned, I've done nothing wrong. I've done it in my neck of the woods. You're now too nosy. Christopher Columbus, go back over there. That's what it has to be. If we're being honest, it was 3 black brothers in the picture.
Bro, I'm agreeing.
Nothing about that had anything to do with anyone else. So you've gone and seen 3 black boys in a picture and you want to have a problem with it?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
We're in that era where we
That's
can make
mad.
problems out of
That's
nothing, man.
Huh?
That's not an issue.
Yeah,
That's
that's not an
literally
issue.
bro.
It's not
Yeah.
like my man did not need to apologise for that.
And Rashford, I have to make it very clear, because I think you're an amazing guy, but you had a stinker. It's an absolute stinker, bro. Like, I don't know who's in your team, but something tells me they're not from the motherland. You have to fire them. Go get some East Africans, go and find some yard man in the mountains, and fling in someone from Chelsea. Why not? Balance. And I just think right now your team is an absolute mess, whether it be the playing team or your team that does your Twitter. It's just a mess.
Have we got any more howlers before?
Oh,
we
of
go?
course.
We're running out of time, by the way. What, 2
Sorry,
minutes?
man. I'll give you the 2. I'll always bring
Is there,
3,
is
man.
there no other room after that?
As in,
Is
there
it-
could
is
be,
it
but
done?
you'd have to make it. Like, you need
Oh,
to
okay, forget it.
I have to go get the hard drive.
Oh, no, don't worry. Go on, just give me one, quickly. Go
I
on.
can give you 2 very quickly. First, John Terry, stinker. All I'm saying to you, bro, is we haven't forgotten about the things you said to Anton Ferdinand. Until you apologise. Furthermore, let me go take a picture. Let me get someone to take a picture of you so everyone can apologise. And you have to apologise. John Terry, how about that?
Right.
What an absolute mug. And the next one, sorry, darling. Shout out to a lady called Jasmine Douglas. I wish you did Douglas, because you wouldn't have had sex and you wouldn't have had a daughter called Ikea. What a stinker! You named your daughter Ikea and she got bullied in school, so you had to legally change it. What is this? A dog? A goldfish? You're just gonna change the name every minute? 1 minute it's Tom, then it's Sam? Go take a picture with Wiley, you fool.
Hey, thanks for listening, everyone, yeah?